በዛ መሰረት የአሜሪካው ካምፓኒ የኔዘርላንድ ስዌል ኤንድ አሶሺየት ኢንክ ወይም ኤንኤስኤአይ የተባለው ካምፓኒ አሸንፎ ወደ ስራ መግባቱ ይታወሳል። እዚሁ ነው ከ4 ወር በፊት ወደ ስራ ለመግባት ፊርማ የተፈራረሙት ክቡር ሚኒስትር ኢንጂነር ታከለ ኡማ። በዛ ውል መሰረት ካምፓኒው ስራውን ያጠናቀቀ በመሆኑ በኢትዮጵያ የሚገኘውን የነዳጅ ሀብት የመጠን ማረጋገጫና የኢኮኖሚ አዋጭነት ሰርቲፊኬት በዛሬው ዕለት ያስረክባሉ። አሁን በቀጥታ ወደሱ እናልፋለን። ክቡር ሚኒስትር ኢንጂነር ታከለ ኡማ ወደዚህ መጥተው ከኤንኤስአይ ቫይስ ፕሬዚዳንት ጆሴፍ ዌልፍ የሰርቲፊኬቱን ይረከባሉ። እሳቸውን ወደ መድረክ እጠራለሁ። Your Excellency Joseph.
Yes, of course. Yes, I'll definitely. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. Thank you. Very good. Thank you so much. Yes. Yes. There's a document.
Can I borrow this one?
Of course.
I'll give it back, I promise.
I know.
Yeah, I have to give it back. Guys, it's a pleasure to be here with you today. I represent Netherlands School. My name is Joseph Wolf. I have an accompaniment with me today, John Hatner, who's senior geologist. He's actually more intelligent than I am, and he's been here longer. That's right, longer. We really appreciate the opportunity to work with the ministry. Thank you for the opportunity. What I want to describe for you just briefly is what went into preparing this report and what it represents for your company, for Ethiopia. First off, we spent the last 5 months working with your ministry, with the personnel here at the office. Really good people, both Tefera and Hena Berhanu. Thank you very much for working with us, for your contributions. The reason we were able to complete the project within 5 months is because we'd spent a significant amount of time in the past working on this asset, on other regional areas in the Ogaden Basin. We had an understanding of the regional geology as well as the quality of the data here. Your team had already pulled together data for the last several decades, specifically data like seismic data, well logs, well reports, PVT data. Your team had already compiled that data, provided it into a digital format, which was useful to us. Our job and our scope was to take that data and do some analysis, to incorporate economic assumptions into it, to incorporate a development plan and infrastructure planning into this evaluation, and then at the end of the day, document the opportunities that are available and evaluate the recoverable hydrocarbons that are potentially producible from the Ogaden Basin. What does that mean? And you would say, well, Joe, your report's done. What good is this report? What value is this report bringing? This is the culmination of our work. And we're leaving tomorrow. We're going to leave you with this report. So what is this report worth? What does this tell you? First off, this report represents the name Netherlands School. The Netherlands School brand in the financial industry and the international community. These reports have been used for such things as IPOs, for international public offerings, for financing, securing financing, for looking for investors, for acquisitions and divestitures. It's a well-known name in the industry. So it represents something that you can take to potential investors and share with them, and they're going to know that there's a certain quality associated with it. The second thing it really documents for you is the potential for Ethiopia to provide for its own domestic needs of natural gas and for oil in the future. You're going to say, but Joe, there's not a whole lot of value for us. I'm going to tell you that you're right. This is just a piece of paper. It's just some plastic on the outside and paper on the inside. There's some really, pretty colored. Let me see if I can find some of the color here. There's some colorful exhibits here. And see, there's some color inside here. Isn't that pretty? It's just pretty paper unless you make a decision. Netherlands School is not in the business of telling you what decision to make. It's not our job to decide what's best for the government of Ethiopia or for the people of Ethiopia. That's your job. Our job is done. We've done the evaluation. We're giving you a report. Now the hard work begins. And that is, first off, making a decision. You have to decide, are we going to divest? Are we going to invest in natural gas and in oil in this country? And are we going to invest in the infrastructure necessary to produce? You have to make that decision. That's a decision for the government of Ethiopia in conjunction with her people. It's not something I can tell you. It's not something the government of the United States can tell you. It's not something another country can tell you. That's something you're going to have to decide. From our perspective, having visited with the ministry and the ministry personnel, we see that the government has a vision for the future, a vision to produce the natural gas rather than import natural gas, to stop being dependent on foreign oil and gas. And I think that vision is what exactly that. It's a vision, but you have to execute in order to accomplish. If you want to reach that goal of not being dependent on foreign oil and gas, you have to decide we're going to invest. But it's going to take a lot of work, not just what we've done in the past, but what you're going to do in the future. How do you find investors? And then furthermore, how do you find people who actually have the expertise to develop, to build the infrastructure? Some of you are going to have to send your children to school to be petroleum engineers if this is going to be a future. You're going to have to invest with your children, with your progeny. But this isn't going to change tomorrow. The last thing I'll say to you is this report doesn't change anything. Your decision won't change anything tomorrow. It's going to take years. A vision is about the future. A vision is not about the past or the present, and it's not really about tomorrow. A vision is about the next 10 years and 50 years. Some people here today, even if you make the decision to invest, aren't going to see this whole project come to fruition. But do you have a vision for your people and for your children in the future? That's the question you have to decide. Do you want to invest for the betterment of Ethiopia through oil and gas, or do you have other options that are available to you? Those are decisions left for you. We can only prepare the analysis. Now, the hard work, I'm leaving to you, Minister. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Joseph. Next, I will invite Her Excellency Fiona Evans, Deputy Chief of Mission of the U.S. Embassy, to the stage.
Thank you for inviting me today to this oil and gas reserves certification ceremony between the Ministry of Mines and Netherlands Sewell and Associates. I'm delighted to be here to witness an example of the strong economic ties between our two countries. Netherlands Sewell and Associates is a company that has delivered results around the world and is widely respected for its expertise in assessing hydrocarbons reserves. As Ethiopia explores its oil and gas resources in the Ogaden Basin and other areas of the country, we are pleased that it has chosen to partner with an American company. The United States has been a leader for decades in innovation for the discovery, production, and supply of energy, both for our domestic market and the world. Firms like Netherlands Sewell and Associates embody that leadership and have brought that same holistic approach to helping clients assess prospective resources and manage those resources in a sustainable way. As Secretary of State Antony Blinken emphasized on his visit to South Africa earlier this month, the United States is committed to working closely with African partners as they pursue energy access and economic development goals. This includes harnessing the U.S. private sector to support energy diversification, energy security, climate objectives, and economic development. The United States is also committed to working with countries on leveraging their natural resources in a responsible and transparent manner. Cooperating with American companies like Netherlands Sewell and Associates, which are required by U.S. law to abide by the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, is a positive step in that direction for Ethiopia. My entire team at the embassy stands ready to support the Ministry of Mines to expand its relationships with American companies and to strengthen the two-way trade and investment relationship between the United States and Ethiopia. Thank you for inviting me to join this event. Congratulations.
እናመሰግናለን። በመቀጠል ክብርት አምባሳደር ብርቱካን አያኖ ወደ መድረክ መጥተው መልእክት እንዲያስተላልፉ ጋብዛለሁ። እሳቸውን ወደ መድረክ
አመሰግናለሁ። Excellency Engineer Takaloma, Minister of Mines of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, dear Ms. Fiona Evans, Deputy Chief of Mission of the Embassy of the United States of America, Mr. Joseph M. Wolf, Vice President of Netherlands, as well and Associate Incorporate, distinguished guests present here, good morning. I'm honored to attend this special occasion marking the oil and the gas reserve certification in Ethiopia, a great stride to make progress in the efforts that we are making under the leadership of Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed and our sectoral head, Engineer Takalauma. I'm honored to attend this special occasion. And for me, it is special. Why? It's the first that we are hearing this success in this field. It is a source of pleasure to witness this important handover ceremony of the result of an exploration and economic feasibility study of oil and the natural gas resources in Ethiopia. On behalf of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I would like to extend my warm congratulations to the Ministry of Mines and also to the Netherlands as well and Associate Incorporate for the fruitful work you have done. Excellency Minister, colleagues, Ethiopia and the United States of America enjoy long-standing and historic relations. Over the years, we have cultivated an excellent partnership in humanitarian efforts, development cooperation, trade, investment, as well as in the security sector. Our two countries have worked together and will continue to work closely in advancing matters of mutual interests at national and regional levels. Like all other partnerships, our bilateral relations have been seen ups and downs. However, our century-old partnership has always proven to overcome any difficulties. Ethiopia is willing and remains committed to the mutually beneficial and important strategic cooperation that existed between our two countries. I believe that today's event and the fruitful collaboration between the Ethiopian Ministry of Mines and the US-based company is a testimony to what can be achieved throughout our partnership. Particularly, the role of the American private sectors in economic activities in Ethiopia remains critical. As a worldwide leader of petroleum prosperity analysis, the successful achievement of this certification is a significant milestone both for the company and for the people and the government of Ethiopia. Mr. Minister, distinguished guests, while Ethiopia is endowed with plentiful natural resources, lack of proper attention and clear policy direction in the past have been one of the major reasons behind our inability to exploit them for the benefit of our people. It is with this understanding that the current administration of Ethiopia embarked on multiple efforts to work in partnership with international companies in the area of resource exploration, and I hope that many able US companies will follow today's example. It is strongly convinced that there is no better time to promote the investment, trade, and the tourism potential of Ethiopia globally. And I would like to call on all of you to join this effort as good mission envoys. As I conclude, I wish to emphasize that with the sweeping reforms introduced by the government, Ethiopia has reduced the bureaucratic hurdles and created a favorable environment for doing business. Our office will take toward the support from USA and across the world to expand international businesses. Let me reiterate that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is committed to provide any assistance needed now and in the future when investors and other stakeholders are coming to Ethiopia to do business. Once again, my congratulations to the Ministry of Mines and to the Netherlands Soil and Associates Incorporated for the productive partnership and outstanding achievement in such short time span. Once again, congratulations. Thank you.
ክብርት አምባሳደር እናመሰግናለን። በመቀጠል ክቡር ሚኒስትር ኢንጂነር ታከለ ኡማን ወደ መድረክ ጋብዛለሁ።
Good morning. Excellency Bertukan, Excellency Fiona, John. I can see 3 Johns here. The two Johns from the NSI and from USAID. Yeah. My sister from South Africa, Sarah. Thanks so much to be here. I can proudly say the hard work is already started. The hard work to transform the natural resource for domestic purposes and export, to transform the nation that we are proudly say we are a nation to prosper, to bring together and move forward. I'm very grateful for NSI to get them this certificate. Now I can proudly say we have a natural gas, not only what we have, I can say how much we have, and it's a prospect. And this certificate and the report is an assurance that we say to any company and negotiate with any credible company to bring them home to invest in our natural resource and to transform our nation, the nation that we are looking forward in the generation to come. So this natural gas and the crude oil is long time coming, and every generation is saying that we have a natural resource. And every generation, my grandfathers and the grandfathers in the past generation, they've been saying we have natural gas. Today, I proudly say we have how much we have. And that indicates we can bring companies, credible companies, with technology, finance, and experience to transform for domestic purposes and export. All our partners from US to Ethiopia working on this document. I know how much it's hard. John, I can see the time you and your team have spent on. Hannah, Tafara, all the people working on this document, proud of you guys. This is the time that we move forward, regardless of all what you can hear around. This time only tells us, if we come together and move forward, the time to prosper Ethiopia is very short and very near. In this journey, I'm very confident we are bringing American company to invest in our natural resources, especially in gas, because this time is a time that we'll look at everyone, not only Ethiopia, Africa, US, every nation, everyone is looking for natural gas. First, we're looking for best expertise, knowledge, capacity development, technology, finance, partnership. And this journey, I hope Fiona and her team, our ambassador in Ethiopia, Jacobson, we're all moving together. Ethiopians, this time we are standing firm to produce our natural resource, not only natural gas, any natural resources, with the new technology and greenly way, because we have initiated a green initiative before 4 years. We've been planting trees to mitigate the environment, and very concerned about that. So thank you all for this journey. We're moving together. በጣም አመሰግናለሁ። ክብርት አምባሳደር ብርቱካን፣ ስቴት ሚኒስትር ፊዮና፣ ጃን ሁላችሁ በጣም አመሰግናለሁ። ይሄኛው ስራ የሰራው ኩባንያ እንዳለ ሁሉ ትክክለኛውና ትልቁ ስራ ተጀምሯል ያለው ትክክል ነው። ብዙ ዘመናት ብዙ አመታት አባቶቻችን የተፈጥሮ ጋዝ እንዳለን ይነግሩናል፣ እኛም ሰምተናል። ዛሬ ግን አለን ብቻ ሳይሆን ምን ያክል እንዳለን የወደፊት እጣ ፈንታችን ሊወስን የሚችል የሀገራችን ኢኮኖሚ እድገት ሊወስን የሚችል አንዱ የኢኮኖሚ ዋልታ ሆኖ የመጣው የተፈጥሮ ጋዝ ለሀገር ምርትና ለውጭ ንግድ የምንጠቀምበት አሁን ትልቁ ስራ ተጀምሯል። ይሄ ሰርቲፊኬት አንድ ነገር ይነግረናል። የሚነግረን የተፈጥሮ ጋዝ አለን ብቻ ሳይሆን ምን ያክል እንዳለን ይነግረናል። ሁለተኛ ከዚህ በኋላ በኢትዮጵያ ሀብት ላይ ቁጭ ብለው እውቀት ሳይኖራቸው ቴክኖሎጂ ሳይኖራቸው ፍላጎት ሳይኖራቸው የሀገራችንን ሀብት እስረኛ ያረጉ ኩባንያዎችን መስመር የምናስዝበት ይሄኛውን ዶክመንታችን ይዘን ትላልቅ ኩባንያዎች ሊሰሩ የሚችሉ ሊያለሙ ይችሉ የኢትዮጵያ ፓርትነር ሊሆኑ የሚችሉ ኩባንያዎችን ወደ ኢትዮጵያ የምናመጣበት ወቅት ላይ ነን። እውነተኛ ጊዜያችን አሁን ነው። ኢትዮጵያን የምናበለጽግበት ወደፊት የምንራመድበት አንድ ላይ የምንቆምበት ወቅት ላይ ነን። በዚህ ስራ ይሄን ስራ የሰራችሁ ሁሉ ጆን እና ጓደኞቹ የአሜሪካን ኤምባሲ የኢኮኖሚክ ካውንስል እና ቲሞቹ አምባሳደራችን ጭምር በጣም አመሰግናለሁ። የሚዲያ ሰዎች ይሄ ሰርቲፊኬት አንድ ነገር ብቻ ይነግረናል። ከዚህ በፊት የተፈጥሮ ጋዝ አለን የሚለውን ምን ያክል የተፈጥሮ ጋዝ አለን እንዴት ወደፊት ደግሞ ከዚህ የተሻለ የተፈጥሮ ጋዝ ቆፍረን ፈልገን እንደምናወጣ የሚያሳይ ብሉፕሪንት ነው፣ የሚያሳይ አመላካች ዶክመንት ነው። ኢኮኖሚካሊ ቴክኖሎጂካሊ የኢትዮጵያ መንግስት በዚህ አቋሙ ግልጽ ነው። የሀገራችንን እድገት የምንወስነው በተፈጥሮ ሀብት ነው ብለን ስላመንን ይሄኛውን ዶክመንት ይዘን ከዚህ በፊት በሀገራችን ሲሰሩ የነበሩ እያመሰገንን ከዚህ በኋላ ግን በኢትዮጵያ ሀብት ላይ ማንም መቀለድ እንደማይችል በእርግጠኝነት መናገር የምንችልበት ወቅት ወደፊት የምንራመድበት ወቅት ላይ ነን። ሁላችሁም በጣም አመሰግናለሁ ስለመጣችሁ። My communication, she is urging me to have some question and answer with media. So just I give it 3 media to ask if you have.
እሺ አመሰግናለሁ። ያው ከዚህ በፊትም ተመሳሳይ ነገሮች ነበሩ። ከ4 አመት በፊትም ጠቅላይ ሚኒስትሩ ሲያነሷቸው ነበርና በተለይ የሶማሌ ክልልም ወደ አፋር ክልልም እንደዚህ ተመሳሳይ ስምምነቶች ነበሩ። ያሁኑ ከበፊቱ እንዴት ነው የሚለየው? መጠኑንስ እንዴት ነው ማወቅ የሚቻለው? ወደፊትስ የታሰበው ነገር ምንድነው የሚለውን ማብራሪያ ቢሰጥበት።
ተመሳሳይ ነገር አይደለም። ጥያቄውን ላስተካክል። ተመሳሳይ ነገር ይሄ በኢትዮጵያ ታሪክ የተፈጥሮ ጋዝ ምን ያክል አለን የሚለው ጥናት የተደረገው ይሄ የመጀመሪያ ክቡር ጠቅላይ ሚኒስትር ወደ ስልጣን እንደመጡ የተናገሩት የተፈጥሮ ጋዝ አለን፣ ድፍድፍ ዘይት አለን፣ ምልክቶቹን አግኝተናል አሉ። እሱ ትክክል ነው። ኦጋዴን ቤዝን ከሄዳችሁ ታያላችሁ። ይሄኛው ግን አለን የሚለውን ጥያቄ ምን ያክል አለን የሚለውን የመጀመሪያ ትክክለኛ ሰርቲፊኬት ነው። ከዚህ በፊት አልተሰራም፣ ከዚህ በፊት ስምምነትም አልተደረገም። ከዚህ በፊት የሰሩ ኩባንያዎች ምን ያክል እንዳለ ሊነግሩ ፈቃደኞች አይደሉም። ምክንያቱም የራሳቸው ስለሆነ ብቻም ሳይሆን ይሄኛው የኢትዮጵያ ሕዝብና የኢትዮጵያ መንግስት ንብረትና ሀብት ነው፣ የኩባንያዎች አይደለም። ከዚህ በኋላ የኢትዮጵያ መንግስትና ሕዝብ ይሄኛውን ዶክመንት ይሄኛውን ሪፖርት ይሄኛውን ቁጥር ይዘው ከየትኛው ኩባንያ ጋር የመደራደር አቅሙን የመደራደር ፍላጎቱን የሚያሳይበት ከዚህ በኋላ ኩባንያዎች መጥተው ይሄን አክል አላችሁ ሳይሆን የኢትዮጵያ መንግስትና ህዝብ ይሄን አክል ከጉድጓድ ከ3 ጉድጓድ ይሄን አለኝ ማልማት የምትፈልጉ ይሄኛውን ይዛችሁ ነው ለዚህ ደግሞ ተጠቀሙበታል የሚለው የመጀመሪያ ጥናትና የመጀመሪያ ሰርቲፊኬት ነው። በኢትዮጵያ ታሪክ ይሄ ሰርቲፊኬት ተሰርቶ አያውቅም። ከዚህ በፊት ክቡር ጠቅላይ ሚኒስትር የተናገሩት አለን የሚለውን ያንን ምልክት አለን የሚለውን ቁጥር ምን ያክል ቁጥር አለን የሚል ግን በኢትዮጵያ ታሪክ ይሄ የመጀመሪያ ነው። ሁለተኛ ጥያቄ
ከለተው ማጀ ደጅራ Gafinko afaan Oromootiin afaan Oromootiin akkana deebistaniin barbaada. Xiqqoo siimee boba'aa argame jedhamu kanaanis wal qabate haala waliigalaa xiqqoo akka afaan Oromootiin na ibsitaniin barbaada gaafii jalqaba. Isa taansee immoo boba'aan amma argame kun hamma isaallee beenneerra waan jedhamutu jira. Isa kana nutti himuun danda'amaa laata? Moo waanuma achi keessa qofa taa'u waan jedhu akka ka'uun barbaada. Kabiraa waraqanni amma irratti waliigaltan kun kan amma harkaa qabdan kun maali amma faayidaan isaa xiqqoo ishii uduunaa ifuu danda'e waan jedhuun qaba galatooma. Afaan Oromootiin hin barbaada.
I'm lucky I can speak 3 languages. Afaan Oromo, Amharic and English. Now he's asking Afaan Oromo. Akkuma gaafatti inni guddaan waraqata kanarratti kan jiru boolla sadii keessatti meeqa akka qabnudha kan inni nutti himu. Kan qoratamis kan ji'a 4 yeroo isaanii fudhatanii kan itti hojjetanis boolla sadii kaaluu hilaalaaf daahor keessatti naashinaal gaazii tiriliyeena naannoo 7 kan argamu. Isa jechaan kanaan dura kubbaaniyyaan as keessa hojjechaa turan yoo baay'ate kan nutti himaa turan tiriliyeena 2 akkas amma na qabnu jechaa turan. Amma garuu kubbaaniyyaan kun ji'oota 4-5 fudhatee kan qoratee ragaa hunda walitti qabee dhugaasaa kan nutti himee kan amma dokumentii kan irratti sartifikeetii nuu kenne kan kanaan dura kubbaaniyyaan achi keessa hojjechaa ture karaa adda addaa tiriliyoona 2 qabdu kan nuun jedhe sana karaa 7 ol kuusa kun harka 3 ol jecha. Kan jechaan maal jechuudha? Tiriliyoona 2 qabaachuu mataansaa sartifikeetiin qabnu kubbaaniyyaan nutti himee inni kun garuu qabaachuu keenya qofa dhuuntiin akkaataatti qaban kubbaaniyyaan addunyaa irratti beekamu kan kana qoratecha. Kanaaf dokumentiin kun abbootii qabeenyaa gurguddaa bira deemee dhugaan isaa daddabee waan ta'eef kubbaaniyyoon maallaqa qabaniif teekinooloojii qaban qabataniif oomishuuf dhufu jechuudha. I think this question is very critical and I have to express it more in American and English. And the media is asking what this report really means. And I say, is the document a secret? I said, no, it's a public document. It's an Ethiopian government document. So there is a document we can leverage. It's an assurance to any investment. Before this document is the first of this type, we never had a report like this. We never had a certificate like this. This is the first of this kind because of NCI. Before this, the company were telling us, Ethiopia, most probably, from 3 wells, we can have maximum 2 or 20-something trillion feet of natural gas. Now this document is coming up nearly 7 trillion, which is 3 times what we know before. There is one of the major move. ስለዚህ ይሄ ማለት ከዚህ በፊት ያልነበረው በኢትዮጵያ ታሪክ በኢትዮጵያ መንግስት ታሪክ ያልተለመደ ዶክመንት ነው። ከዚህ ይሄ ላይ ሰርቪስ የነበሩ ኩባንያዎች ሲነግሩን የነበረው 2 አካባቢ ይኖራቸዋል እሱም እንደ ሁኔታው ነው ስሉ ነበር አይደል? አናቀም። አሁን ይሄኛ ኩባንያ 4 ወር ጊዜ ወስዶ በትንሹ ከ3 ጉድጓድና ከዛ አካባቢ ያለው ወደ 7 ትሪሊየን ፊት ሊኖር የሚችል የተፈጥሮ ጋዝና ከዚህ በፊት ያልሰማነው የትኛው ኩባንያ ያልነገረን ድፍድፍ ዘይት እንዳለን ማለት ነው። ምን ያክል ድፍድፍ ዘይት እንዳለን ኩባንያዎች አልነገሩንም። አላችሁ ሌላ ነገር ነው፣ ይሄን ያክል አላችሁ ሌላ ነገር። ስለዚህ ይሄኛው ዶክመንት የመጀመሪያ ዶክመንት ነው። ይሄንን በማሰራታችን በአሁኑ መንግስት በመሰራቱ ኩራት ይሰማናል። ኩራት ብቻ ሳይሆን ደግሞ ይሄኛውን ዶክመንት ወደ ትክክለኛ ተጨባጭ ምርትን ቀይሯለን። አንደኛው ለማዳበሪያ እንጠቀምበታለን፣ ለፓወር እንጠቀምበታለን። ይሄኛው ዶሜስቲክ ፕሮዳክት ማለት ነው። ሌላው ወደ ውጭ ይልካል። ይሄ ማለት በኔ እድሜ አባቶቼ የለፉበትን በእኛ ጊዜ በዚህ ደረጃ መድረስ ለኔ ኩራት፣ ለኢትዮጵያ ሕዝብ ኩራት። ሌላ ጥያቄ አለች? የመጨረሻ
አመሰግናለሁ። ከሪፖርተር ጋዜጣ ነው። ምናልባት ግኝቱን ጠቀስ አድርገውልናል። እሱ ላይ ማወቅ እስከሚቻለው ድረስ ጥናቱ ምንድነው ያሳየው የሚለውን ትንሽ ቢያብራሩልን፣ እንዲሁም ደግሞ ኢኮኖሚክ ጠቀሜታው ምን ያህል ነው፣ ምን ያህል ለውጥ ሊያመጣ ይችላል ለኢትዮጵያ የሚለውን ቢያነሱልን ብዬ መጠየቅ ፈልጋለሁ። ሁለተኛው ደግሞ ቀጣዩ እርምጃ ምንድነው? አሁን ጥናቱ ተይዟል፣ ያለው ካፓሲቲ ታውቋልና ቀጣዩ እርምጃችሁ ምን ያህል ምንድነው የሚሆነው? በምን ያህል ጊዜ ውስጥስ ኤክስኪዩት መደረግና ወደ ኢኮኖሚክ ጌን መቀየር የሚችል ነገር ነው የሚለው ነው። አመሰግናለሁ።
በነገራችሁ ላይ ከዚህ በፊት የተፈጥሮ ጋዝ የሚሆን ማዕድን ላይ የሚመጡ ኩባንያዎች በራሳቸው ፍላጎት ይመጣሉ። የመንግስትን ቢሮ ይመጣሉ፣ ያገኛሉ፣ ላይሰንስ ያገኛሉ፣ መንግስት ይሰጣቸዋል። ይተኙበታል። ለምሳሌ የተፈጥሮ ጋዝ 13 14 ዓመት ከሆነ ጊዜ ጀምሮ ሲፈለግ ነበር ኩባንያዎች ስለሚመጡ። ከዚህ በኋላ ይሄኛውን ዶክመንት ይዞ የኢትዮጵያ መንግስት ከጠቅላይ ሚኒስትራችን ጭምር አቅምና ጉልበት የተመሰከረላቸው ኩባንያዎችን እየፈለግን እናመጣና የተፈጥሮ ጋዛችን እናመርታለን። የተፈጥሮ ጋዝ ማምረት ማለት ለአንደኛው ለመዳበሪያ ነው፣ አንደኛው ለፓወር ነው። እንደዚህ ይቀጥላል። መቼ ነው? የኛ ፍጥነት ይወስናል። የኢትዮጵያ መንግስት ፍጥነት ይወስናል። ይሄን ዶክመንት ጆን እንዳለው ይሄ ወረቀት ነው። ይሄ ወረቀት ወደ ትክክለኛው ኢኮኖሚክ አዋጭነትና ውጤታማነት ለመቀየር የኢትዮጵያ መንግስት ፍጥነት፣ ቁርጠኝነት ይፈልጋል። እሱ ደግሞ መንግስታችን በዚያ ይታማው የጀመርነውን እንጨርሳለን። ይሄ ይታወቃል። ስለዚህ ይሄኛውን ዶክመንት ይዘን ከዚህ በፊት ይሄን ዶክመንት ባለመኖሩ ኩባንያዎች እየመጡ እንደፈለጉ ይጫወቱበት ነበር የኢትዮጵያ ሀብት ላይ። ከዚህ በኋላ መጫወት አይችሉም። ምክንያቱም ከነሱ የተሻለ እውቀት እኛ ጋር ነው ያለው፣ ከነሱ የተሻለ ቁጥር እኛ ጋር ነው ያለው። ይሄኛውን ቁጥር ይዘን የሚያለማ ከኢትዮጵያ ህዝብና መንግስት ጋር መራመድ የሚችል ኩባንያ ፈልገን እናመጣለን። ፍጥነቱ በእኛ ላይ የተመሰረተ ይሆናል። በጣም አመሰግናለሁ ስለ ጊዜ